Last night, we kicked off our investigation into the policies of Bernie Sanders. We want to give you a sense of what Sanders would be like as president. We take him seriously. Sanders identifies, of course, as a socialist, and for most people, socialism has a pretty simple meaning: free stuff from the government. And indeed, Sanders is promising a lot of that.
We're going to raise that minimum wage to at least $15 an hour. We're going to build 10 million units of affordable and low-income housing. We are going to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. We're going to have universal, high-quality, affordable child care for all. Together, we're going to make public colleges and universities tuition-free. We're going to make trade schools tuition-free. Health care is a human right, not a privilege. We're going to bring that to the United States of America.
Well, you got to give him this. He's not playing small ball, is he? That's not school uniforms. That's bold. So how much would all of this cost? Well, even Sanders doesn't actually know the answer to that question.
How much will that cost?
Obviously, those are expensive propositions, but we have done our best on issue after issue in paying for them.
Do you know how much, though? I mean, do you have a price tag for all of this?
We do. I mean, you know, the price tag is, it will be substantially less than letting the current system go. I think it's about $30 trillion.
That's just for Medicare for all.
Just Medicare for all.
Do you have a price tag for all of these things?
No, I don't. We try to. No, you mentioned making public colleges and universities tuition-free and canceling all student debt. That's correct. That's what I want to do. We pay for that through a modest tax on Wall Street speculation.
But you say you don't know what the total price is, but you know how it's going to be paid for. How do you know it's going to be paid for if you don't know how much the price is?
Well, I can't rattle off to you every nickel and every dime.
That was a little fuzzy, but if you want more concrete numbers, go to his website. So the cost of Sanders' housing plan, $2.5 trillion over the next decade. That's his estimate. His college plan, $2.2 trillion. Universal pre-K, because you can't send your kids to government schools early enough, $1.5 trillion. Green New Deal, $16 trillion. Now, that's not a number we came up with. Again, that's from his campaign website. So the total cost of Sanders' campaign promises, approaching $100 trillion. That's 5 times the size, not just of our government spending, but of America's entire economy. Where's all that money going to come from? The Fed? Justin Haskins is editorial director of the Heartland Institute, and he joins us tonight. Justin, thanks so much for coming in. So approaching $100 trillion. I'm not a math guy or anything, but like at some point you bump up into the limits of physics, right?
You would think so, but apparently not if you're a socialist. The thing that everyone is asking right now is, how is Bernie Sanders going to pay for this? What kind of taxes are he going to roll out? Is he going to have to cut spending in other areas? He's going to cut military spending. What is he going to do? You know, those are actually the wrong questions when it comes to Bernie Sanders, actually, because Bernie Sanders, as he proved in that interview that you just played, is not really interested in coming up with a specific answer, because he believes in a radical economic theory that holds that if you have a central bank and if you print your own currency, and the United States does have those things, then you can print as much money as you want, an infinite amount of money, essentially, to pay for whatever programs you want to pay for and manage the entire economy. It's called modern monetary theory, and Bernie Sanders is a strict adherent to it. I really, truly believe that. And in this theory, taxes and regulations are not used to raise money, especially taxes. They're used to punish people that you don't like, punish industries that you don't like, and to take money out of the money supply if you need to do that to help battle inflation. But for the most part, it's used to punish industries, and then you control the economy by essentially controlling how much money you're printing, and you funnel it into the areas of the economy that you want to grow, and then you punish the people you don't like with taxes.
I mean, we're already doing a scaled-down version of this with quantitative easing. I mean, the Fed's already pumped trillions into the economy, and it's made the top end richer than anyone's ever been in history, but it hasn't really helped the rest of the country. Why does he think this is going to work when he tries it on a bigger scale?
Well, because he's saying, essentially, that's very true, but what he's saying is, I'm going to do the same thing, except on steroids, and then instead of funneling it to rich people, I'm going to punish rich people with taxes and regulations. I'm going to punish businesses that I don't like fossil fuel companies, and then I'm going to funnel all this money down to you people, the voters. That's what he's promising, essentially. It's 21st century
He's really saying, I'm going to funnel it all to
That's
myself. It's gonna accrue in the form of power. This is really scary.
That's exactly right.
Justin, thank you for that explanation. I hope you will come back. We're going to continue with a forensic look at what he believes because I think it's worth knowing. Great to see you tonight.
Thanks, Tucker.